Yo, what is going on, guys? I was on a fantastic day today, so I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles. A few things I definitely want to go over today. Some interesting things. Talk about a little bit of Jalen Carter. We got some feedback from Daniel Jeremiah. And yeah, the Pat McAfee show. There was a lot of things going on today, so I kind of want to go through a few things. Another pre-draft visit for the Philadelphia Eagles, so let's get straight into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Boy Joey 672 coming, guys, with a video. All right, now we heard the news about Jalen Carter, and we heard about we're not his agent Rosenos that's not going to let Jalen Carter talk to teams outside the top 10, which is to make us think that there is a team already in play that we're gonna get you if you make it here. If you make it to us, we're going to get you. Obviously, the Chicago Bears, the Philadelphia Eagles, two teams that have had pre-draft visits with Jalen Carter. Who else is going to be there in the top 10 that's going to get that pre-draft visit? I don't know. Like I said, is this a bad thing, a good thing for Jalen Carter with all the background stuff that's going on with him? I don't know. So Daniel Jeremiah had a lot to say about that. What team that he thinks that, most likely will get him. And he thinks that the Eagles are the top team right now that have made the promise to Jalen Carter that you're not getting past us. We're going to draft you here. And I think this is a different situation, guys, because when do you ever hear of a guy not taking pre-draft visits out of the top 10? It's almost like you never really hear that. Okay, this is probably more of his agent than really Jalen Carter. Like, you're going to get drafted top 10. Don't worry about it. We're going to get this thing done. So if his agent is telling Jalen Carter this, which this only means that there is something already laid on the table from a promise from a team as of right now that he will be drafted by that team, that they are not, that don't worry, Jalen, you're not getting, we're going to make sure that we get this thing done and we draft you here, whether it's the Bears or the Eagles, okay? And Daniel Jeremiah said because of the Eagles and how much they value the trenches, and obviously there's a big hole right there to be that complimentary piece, and because Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis are already in the building, he thinks that the most likely spot, the promise that Jalen Carter has gotten from a team so far, is from the Philadelphia Eagles, and most likely that will be the spot if this really falls into place to where it's going to be. You got to take it that way, because when you look at it, like, you're not taking any pre-draft visits out of the top 10 for a certain reason. And why is that? Because whatever pre-draft visit that he went on between the Eagles and the Bears, either both teams or one team has said, you're not getting past us. We are going to draft you here. And I think most likely, like I said, it makes it very interesting because, like I said, you got Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis here. It's just feel like it's going in that direction. And Daniel Jeremiah did not, kind of shy away from the possibility of what is the more likely team that's made a promise to Jalen Carter, and he thinks it's the Philadelphia Eagles. So definitely it's something down the road we're going to keep exploring when more news comes out, and to see what other pre-draft visits that Jalen Carter goes on as of right now. And Daniel Jeremiah, even with the pro day that everybody was not really happy about with Jalen Carter, he still thinks he's a top talent. He's still going to be a good player regardless. I mean, he must know some background stuff going on, or maybe not. Who knows of the legal issues or what's going on. Obviously, teams are looking into this right now to seeing what kind of transpires or gets further, or hopefully things don't get worse, and hopefully things get a lot better with Jalen Carter going down the road. But, like I said, this wouldn't be a big deal if Carter was, on pre-draft visits with 10, 15 other teams. But because he's not visiting other teams out of the top 10, you're limiting yourself. And the only reason I can think of it is because a team has already promised him that you will not get past us if you are there at our pick. And the Eagles this could be a very big realistic option for the Eagles, and it could happen. So, there might be Eagle fans that don't agree with it. There might be fans that might be against it. I get it. I totally understand it. I respect your opinion. But that's the way it's going right now. So look out. Not only that, but the Eagles are sitting at 10 and watching a war that's going to happen between picks 1 to 7, 1 to 8, whatever the case may be. Okay. As much as we talked about Jalen Carter before, and the Eagles might have to jump the Bears, look at these other teams right now. Now, Mac Jones is being shopped by the Patriots. So this could mean a few things. One, they might want Lamar Jackson. That's number one. Number two, could be another team that wants to move into the top 10. Not only do the Titans want to move into the top 10, at least trade with the Cardinals, the 3rd overall pick. The Raiders want to trade for the 3rd overall pick. Not even that. Now the Patriots could be in a bidding war to get to a top 5 pick right now. I mean, we're literally just sitting on the outside looking in on we're very close, and we're in a really good spot right now, guys. We're in a good, fantastic spot to sit there and watch this picks 1 through 7 implode on getting these quarterbacks. Thank God the Eagles are not in QB hell. Thank God we're not into a bidding war for picks and trying to get the quarterback you want on your team and all of that. So, like I said, there's already 3 teams that want to, 2 teams want to move up from the outside of the top 10 going inside now, and then there's obviously, the Raiders in the top 10 that want to move up to the 3rd overall pick, which is just crazy, dude. I mean, we're just, this just helps us. We're just sitting, we're just relaxing, doing our thing, just waiting, because regardless, we're going to get a good player at that pick. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a good draft. I feel really good about it. And let these teams fight over what quarterback they get. Let these teams, claw the wall and, jump this team and jump that team to get this player and go through all of this just to get a quarterback in the building. It's going to be absolutely insane. The more teams that get into this, the better we're going to be sitting there. We're having a margarita. We're just chilling. We're not worried about anything right now. So that's really interesting going into all that news. The Eagles have actually we're showing up to a wide receiver pro day of Braxton Westfield from Carson Newman University. This is a big receiver at 6'2", 6'2", 205. Ran a 4.5, 37 vertical jump. Inch vertical jump, which is pretty good. 10.8 broad jump. So Eagles are starting to look outside the box right now of trying to get some more competition in the wide receiver room, because like I said, I don't think they're drafting a receiver early rounds, whatever the case may be. There's still guys like Flowers and some of these other guys that are still available for the Eagles if they have a lot of interest. To see if they bring in more receivers would be good, but they get a guy that's obviously got a lot of speed. They might be looking for that third option that could compete with Quez, and I think there's a good chance that it could happen here. And they're doing their due diligence. They're looking at wide receivers. They're going to those pro days, so that kind of makes it interesting that the Eagles could be turning into a direction where Quez has got 1 more year left on his deal, cheap deal. It was only like a 2-point-something cap hit for the year, and now you got a guy here that possibly could be a Philadelphia Eagle, and plenty more. We still have a few weeks left, and they could have interest in wide receivers, so should be pretty cool. Pre-draft visit for the Eagles. An extra one here is really athletic with Zach Kuntz from Old Dominion. Obviously athletic, good catch radius. Is a playmaker at times. Very athletic guy, high ceiling with, maybe looking for that number 2 guy behind Dallas Goedert. We have Jack Stahl. You have Calcaterra. Tyree Jackson's probably going to get cut. Probably not going to make it because the guy just can't stay healthy. But, I think they're looking for another weapon behind Dallas Goedert. I think more where they don't have to carry a whole bunch of guys with different skill sets. They can carry a guy that's got a nice balance. I think Zach Kuntz could be that guy. Who knows? I mean, this is just a visit. There's nothing, doesn't mean we're going to get him or nothing like that, but they're looking at the tight end position, and that's a good thing. I mean, upgrades, more competition, and to see what Jack Stahl pushes. Calcaterra has been the one I really do like out of the group besides Dallas Goedert, right behind him. I think has became a better blocker. I think he gets some good yak yards on some catches. He's been pretty good when they give him opportunity. So it'd be interesting to see that Jack Stahl might be the man out. If they want to keep 3 tight ends on this roster, which would be pretty cool. So they're looking at that position very closely and pretty happy for that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's going to get interesting. The rumors are going to fly. You can't believe everything. Some of it's smoke, but what the Eagles are going to do, what teams are going to do in general. But you got to keep, can't believe everything you hear, but it's nice to see if they would actually have interest. And I just think the Jalen Carter stuff is just really interesting because he's limiting himself so much. You have to pay attention to it because if he's not visiting teams out of the top 10, and he's only visited 2 teams in the top 10, and most of these teams in the 4, 5, even 6 teams can be interested in quarterbacks at this time if more teams jump into the top 10. So to kind of monitor Jalen Carter, see where he's going on other pre-draft visits should be interesting. I heard the Raiders were out on him. They had a lot of interest. I heard that even the Lions had interest, and I think they're out on him too. So it's really limited to say that, yeah, this could be very realistic now that we know that he's not visiting any teams out of the top 10. It just makes it more obvious, like, that a team has made a promise. So, you guys let me know on the Jalen Carter situation. You guys let me know on, obviously, Braxton Westfield of Carson Newman University, that receiver as well. They bring in Zach Kuntz from Old Dominion on a pre-draft visit, a tight end, and maybe looking for a better depth piece, a better number 2 behind Dallas Goedert. Who knows? So, other than that, guys, we'll see you guys on the next one. You enjoy your day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video as well. Check out the Philly Shakedown merch. Make sure you order and pre-order now by April 14th to get your stuff on time because we'll be rocking the stuff this weekend. Going to be interesting. Going to be awesome. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follows up. Peace out, guys. Peace.